Hello lovelies, welcome back at Gist Band TV, home of Abonge Gist. My people, grab your popcorn cause this gist I won't drop no banger. Oh. The moment that would one day be whispered about across Nollywood didn't begin with thunder or fireworks, it began with silence. A thick, breath-locking silence on the set of Falling for Love, where Bryan and Sonia were supposed to film a simple, scripted kiss. One take, maybe two, nothing dramatic. But when their lips met, the energy shifted instantly. It wasn't just a kiss, it was an ignition. The crew swore the temperature rose several degrees as the two held onto each other longer than the scene required, their hands tracing paths no rehearsal had included. 15 extra seconds, but it felt like time stretched into something forbidden, thrilling, and irreversible. By the time the director finally muttered, "Cut," no one believed they had witnessed acting. Something raw and unfiltered had slipped through the cracks of professionalism, planting the seed of a story that would ignite tabloids, fans, families, and their own hearts. It was the moment that blurred the line between performance and truth so completely that even they couldn't step back across it. Their unexpected chemistry wasn't a surprise to producers, it was a strategy. Long before the scandal, Bryan and Sonia had already earned a reputation as the duo that could turn any script into gold. When the studio paired them for Whispers in the Shadows, executives noticed the spark immediately, the kind of spark directors prayed for and marketing teams exploited. Every stolen glance, every shared breath on screen felt frighteningly real, and audiences ate it up. Their second film, Room for Loyalty, didn't just break records, it created a fandom so intense that every behind-the-scenes photo became an event. Comments flooded their pages with claims that they were the real couple Nollywood needs, and fans refused to believe otherwise. By the time Made to Last premiered, Bryan and Sonia had become Nollywood's golden pair, the faces of romance, chemistry, and box office success. But behind the glowing reviews and red carpet moments, something deeper was forming, something none of them dared name yet, even as the world watched and guessed. Everything shifted during the moonlit beach scene in For a Movie. It was supposed to be simple: walk toward each other, exchange a few emotional lines, share a kiss framed perfectly by the ocean waves. But take after take, something within them kept pushing further. The director asked for vulnerability, they gave him desire. He asked for connection, they gave him longing. Soon, he stopped shouting "cut" altogether, allowing the camera to roll as if he, too, wanted to see where their instincts would lead. Crew members whispered that Bryan and Sonia seemed to forget the word, lost in a moment neither of them could break. Even when the official take ended, they stayed close, breathing the same salty air, their faces inches apart as though gravity had chosen them for a private conspiracy. That night on the beach wasn't just a scene. It was a confession carved in moonlight, witnessed by an entire crew that instantly realized, whatever Bryan and Sonia were pretending, the truth had already outgrown the script. After that kiss, boundaries became suggestions, and suggestions became invitations. It started innocently, late-night rehearsals, shared rides home, quiet laughter in dark corners of the set. But soon they disappeared together without drivers, without assistants, without the ever-present shield of publicity. Rooftop lounges in Victoria Island became their sanctuary, places where the city lights softened and the world felt far away. They drank palm wine under the night sky and told each other truths they'd never voiced before. Confessions flowed easily, fears, dreams, frustrations, desires. It wasn't long before their meetings shifted from accidental to intentional, from casual to intimate. Every glance became a promise. Every touch echoed with possibility. The affair wasn't sudden, it unfolded slowly, sweetly, dangerously, until one quiet midnight when Bryan held her hand a moment too long, and they both realized they had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. The sweetness didn't last. A rival actor, known in hushed gossip circles as the Serpent, saw opportunity where others saw romance. Consumed by jealousy, resentment, and the bitter taste of losing a coveted role to Bryan, he began digging for dirt. What he found, or claimed he found, was explosive, grainy hotel photos allegedly showing Bryan and Sonia together during one of their secret nights out. He emailed Bryan with a chilling message: give up roles, connections, favors, or the images would flood every entertainment blog in Nigeria. Overnight, their hidden romance transformed into a weapon. Bryan began waking up at 3 a.m., terrified of what might appear online. Every vibration of his phone felt like doom lurking beneath the screen. The serpent didn't want money, he wanted Bryan's career, his peace, his future. And for the first time, love felt less like a sanctuary and more like a ticking time bomb strapped to both their lives. Sonia discovered the truth in a way that felt straight out of a soap opera, but this time, the pain was real. Someone slipped an envelope under her trailer door. Inside were copies of the same photos being used to threaten Bryan. No note, no explanation, just evidence of a secret ready to detonate. Instead of collapsing, Sonia went into warrior mode. Fueled by anger and betrayal, not at Bryan for loving her, but for hiding the danger, she stormed across the rainy set, found him, and confronted him with trembling hands. The sky opened up as they argued, rain soaking their clothes, lightning illuminating every heart expression between them. Crew members paused filming to watch the rawest, most emotional moment they'd ever seen from the pair. Except this time, no cameras were rolling. The rain confrontation became the scene everyone remembered, even though it never made it into the film. It was the moment Sonia realized love wasn't just soft kisses and midnight rooftops, it was messy, risky, and terrifyingly real. Their families stepped in fast, dragging real-world consequences into their private storm. Bryan's family demanded distance, insisting the scandal could destroy their reputation. His mother delivered the ultimatum with heartbreaking calm: choose stability or choose chaos, and Sonia is chaos. Sonia's situation was even worse. Her aunt, a respected power broker in Nollywood financing, threatened to pull backing from her upcoming projects if she didn't end things immediately. The pressure was unbearable. Every call became an argument. Every decision came with consequences. In the end, they made a painful choice: to stage a breakup. They unfollowed each other publicly, posted vague captions dripping with heartbreak, even avoided eye contact during interviews. Fans cried. Blogs speculated. Industry insiders nodded knowingly. But behind all the theatrics, the separation wasn't healing anything, it was tearing them apart in slow, agonizing silence. At the height of despair, they planned something drastic, something reckless and wildly romantic. They would leave. Not temporarily. Completely. A private jet waited at a small Lagos airstrip, fueled and ready. Sonia disguised herself with a hoodie, sunglasses, and a wig, her heart pounding as she approached the plane. Freedom was just a few steps away. But then her phone rang. It was her agency, calling with a warning: the scandal was closer to exploding than she knew. If she left now, she wouldn't just lose roles, she would lose everything she had worked for since she was 17. Standing on the airstrip, wind whipping her clothes, she realized the cost of running. Tears stung her eyes as she turned away from both the plane and the man waiting at the other end of the escape plan. It was the hardest decision she had ever made. The world believed their breakup. Their families believed it. Their fans mourned it. But the truth was far more shocking: they never broke up. They simply learned to disappear in plain sight. Their love went underground, protected by disguises, secret meeting points, and coded messages hidden in their movies. A hand squeeze that wasn't in the script. A love letter disguised as dialogue. A ring Sonia now wears on a thin chain hidden beneath her costumes, Bryan's ring, engraved with a message no one else has ever seen. They curated their public personas like armor, carefully choreographing fights and cold shoulders to maintain appearances. Meanwhile, they built a private world only they could enter, one where love breathed freely even as the world haunted its shadow. The clues were always there, we simply failed to see them. Blurry yacht photos taken from questionable angles. Silhouettes on balconies that matched their height and posture too perfectly to be coincidence. Emotional scenes in new films that felt too raw, too electric, too heartbreakingly personal to be mere acting. Every time they publicly argued, whether on a red carpet or in a viral interview, a joint project was announced weeks later, as though drama had become their marketing strategy. Fans kept connecting the dots, bloggers kept whispering theories, and the puzzle pieces kept pointing to one truth: Bryan and Sonia have been orchestrating the greatest off-screen romance Nollywood has ever seen, and the sequel to their story isn't coming, it's already happening right under our noses. This story is wild, tangled, romantic, and chaotic, exactly the kind of saga that keeps people up at night scrolling for updates. But here's the real question for you. Do you think their love is brilliant or reckless? Strategic or doomed? Drop your thoughts. Love you.